Wake up, book host. We're doing a 24-hour readathon because my friend Ryan and I decided to read through our entire Aardvark backlog, and these are the 5 books that I picked, and these are the 5 books that they picked, and we had 24 hours. To be fair, I had more than 5 books in my backlog, but I knew that I couldn't read more than 5. The first book I started with is Lovers and Liars, and I actually got it through Libby on my Kindle because we decided to start the day over at a coffee shop to stimulate our brains at 7:30, and this was the correct move. The hot chocolate was amazing, and it was great to just be like curled up reading on my Kindle. Ryan started with a book called This Cursed House, I believe. Yes. So very different vibes of books, but I do have a feeling that Lovers and Liars was kind of cursed, I'm not gonna lie. I finished it around 10:15, and I think out of all the books I read, it was probably my least favorite. The next book I started that was Evocation, and I read for a little bit before we decided to head over and get breakfast finally, which was bagels, which was the correct choice. I didn't really know anything about what Evocation was about. Really, I just loved the cover. And the second that I sat down to read this, I was sad. This book really blew me away. I had such an amazing time with it, and I loved all the characters, and I would die for them. I need the second book immediately. I finished this book around 2:40, and I gave it 5 stars. I then had a really healthy snack, and then I started A Dark and Drowning Tide, which I also didn't really know much about. I just also really liked the cover. This was around the time that Ryan finished This Cursed House, and then they decided to start The Resurrectionist. I was going stir crazy at this point when I got about halfway through the book, and I was like, I must leave. So we went to a coffee shop, and we got more hot chocolate. We read here for about 3 or so hours, and I actually ended up finishing A Dark and Drowning Tide while we were at the coffee shop. This book really surprised me. I don't know why I didn't expect to like it, but I actually really loved it, and I ended up giving it 4 stars. At this point, it was around 8 o'clock, so we decided to head home and have dinner, and we decided to order Greek food, which was the correct choice. This really brought me back to life. From there, I started Lady Macbeth, which was the 4th book of the night. I was starting to feel a little tired, but not like exhausted yet, but I also at this point apparently decided to do a Sunny Angel tour for Ryan for all of my Sunny Angels. I don't know how it happened, but it was happening, and they enjoyed it. So Lady Macbeth was pretty short. I feel like I read it pretty quickly. I finished it around midnight, and all I can say is, yeah, girl, get your man. And by get your man, I mean like get him, like kill him, you know? There was a moment where I was like, oh, is this one of those like monster romance novels? Anyway, the last book I was going to read is The Last Murder at the End of the World, and I got about halfway through it, but this was around the time where I was like, I can't keep my eyes open, and words don't exist. So overall, I'm pretty happy I survived my third 24-hour readathon. I had a pretty good time, and Aardvark really knows how to pick them. They've got some good books.